Right, today we're drawing plaice, a lovely fat flatfish, and mackerel. This drawing was going to be just of mackerel, and I got a mackerel and was doing some drawings of it. And I started this a week ago and did a couple of studies of the head. You see them here. But then I left the I left the mackerel out in the sunshine, and it got a bit I don't know ripe. Let's call it that. Anyway, far gone. So the mackerel is no more. It is a dead mackerel. So I decided I'd progress the drawing by working on a plaice instead. I got a second fish, another fish. But I started with the mackerel, and the mackerel is obviously a stunning fish to draw. I'm sure we'll come back to the mackerel again. Of all the sea fish you might draw, mackerel obviously is one of the most well known, with such a distinctive torpedo shaped fish, and of course it's got those beautiful barred stripes along its back. And I started this drawing with brown pencil, so this is a head study of the mackerel in brown pencil, trying to show the main portions of the head, the kind of big gill plates and that large eye for hunting smaller fish. It's a very fast ocean fish, a mackerel. It's got a very distinct jaw, quite a mechanical jaw, that kind of unfolds if you pull the lower jaw down slightly, and very sharp little tiny teeth. But it's got that very distinctive kind of cross-shaped kind of scissor joint at the base of the mouth, which you see when you're looking closely at the mackerel. The mackerel, like a lot of the other fish that we've been drawing, as I've been working through different fish in these Instagram posts, very dark on the top, so that it's camouflaged from the surface, and then lighter on the underside, so you can see them dropping in the jaw, and you can see the end of the jaw, the end near the gills has got that kind of lovely kind of split shape that you can see there. The back of the mackerel, you can see, of course, the stripes that are so much part of that fish. And I'm trying to capture the very distinctive dark markings on the upper half of the mackerel. That very dark quality they have, and also very shiny as a fish. Trying to capture something of that shine using the brown pencil. So really putting some weight on the pencil, give it some dark, so you can see that black kind of shiny quality to the top of the mackerel. And then I did a second drawing using a fine liner pen, so a different kind of drawing. You can see the mackerel there on the plate. Now then I decided I wanted to work on a collage, so I got an old brown envelope that I found at work, and I cut it in half. And you can see me here, I've stuck it onto the surface of the drawing. I'm stuck it onto the paper, and I'm going to work on top of that now. So the first thing I did is draw the outline of the plaice that runs over the collage surface. So the outline runs from the white paper over the envelope, and I'm dropping some white paint over the top. So I'm putting white gouache paint over the top of the drawing so that I can see where that fish is on the surface as it runs from the white across and onto the envelope. And then I'm using a pencil to bring out some detail, just to show where the bits of the fish are, to show how the structures of the plaice come together on that drawing. So having drawn the basic structures of the plaice and having hair dried the white paint, so drying the paint is important before you really start drawing with the pen on the paint. So using a hair dryer is a well-known artist's trick. Make sure that paint is dry. This was very early this morning, before everyone was up, so I got going really early, so I was aware the hairdryer was a little bit noisy. And then I'm drawing with a black pen, a very fine black pen. This is a Pilot G-Tech C4 pen, so the same pen that I was using to draw the mackerel head, the second study on the left there. And then I'm drawing the structures of the plaice. So I've got the plaice in front of me, and I'm looking carefully at how big the head is compared to the body of the plaice, where the line of the fins are on the top and bottom of the plaice. I'm drawing the upper side of the fish. Obviously the underside is largely just white, and of course I want to try and draw as much detail as I can of the upper part of the plaice. So I'm really looking at the head, and the head, of course, on a plaice is really strange. It's all lopsided and weirdly squiffed together, and of course a plaice is, as a flatfish, it lives on the bottom of the sea, camouflaged against the seabed. So the eyes and the mouth have migrated around to the top of the fish. They start life with eyes and mouth as a normal fish would have them, on the left and right of an upright fish, and as the fry develops they move around the body of the fish at the different larval stages until the eyes and the mouth are on the top. so the flatfish can live on the seabed. What the eyes can still see upwards, looking for predators and so on. You can see them there. Very strange. I mean, they're almost kind of deformed, don't they? They don't look as though that should really be the case, but it is. But wonderful to look at. So you really have to look at the structures of the head on a plaice or any flatfish and try and get that right, and look at how that strange, how the kind of pectoral fin is also kind of folded up there on the left. You can see it. And the structures again of the gill plates, and where the fishmonger has gutted the fish and put a line up there, cut up through the body. So I'm dropping in the fins at the side of the fish, beautiful fins on a plaice, all striated, and they lean in from either side. They kind of come together, and the angles of the different elements of the fin actually converge in the middle and form that lovely shape. And then if you take the fins off, as it were, you can see that lovely oval edge of the kind of the fish body proper. And then you've got the tail here just lifting up slightly as it goes over the plate, and the little folds of the tail again all coming together. So the fins look quite different from the fins of other fish actually when you look closely at them on a flatfish, on a plaice. I've drawn the dots in, of course, the very distinctive dot patterning on a plaice, those orange dots, and now I'm dropping a wash of watercolour paint over my drawing. So the Pilot fine black lining pen is a water-fast pen. You can work over the top with a wash and it won't damage the pen, the ink won't run. So I'm working over the top with watercolour here. I'm aware that I'm not going to colour the whole fish in. I'm going to capture as much detail as I want to, pull out particularly some of the lovely patterning on the skin, the kind of scales and the patterning, the orange dots, the detail on the surface of the plaice, because actually it's very beautiful when you look closely, but I don't want to overpaint it. I don't want to make it too heavy. And as you can see also, the drawing crashes into the head of the mackerel, so those two drawings kind of crash into each other. But I like that. On a sheet of studies, I think it's really nice if drawings collide with each other slightly and overlap, and you kind of finish and leave unfinished elements of the drawing, and that makes up for, an interesting sheet of drawing. So you can see, of course, some of the detail in the paintwork at the bottom, particularly showing those scales and dapples and spots and so on the surface of the skin. And then I'm dropping in those very distinctive orange dots. A plaice is recognisable, against other flatfish really because of those orange dots. They're very very bright. They seem again almost out of place, but they're there to help camouflage the fish against the seabed. They look like scattered pebbles. They help break the outline of the fish up when it's compared against the gravelly seabed, the floor of the sea, so that other animals don't see the fish hiding. And then you can see as the sun's coming up now, the sun's beginning to hit the page. I'm just putting a bit of another wash on the drawing there to kind of suggest some of the colour of the rest of the fish, and then I'm touching up a few of the details and finishing off bits and pieces, and then at the end here I'm just doing a second little study of that wonderful head. As I say, the plaice has got the most wonderful head with these strange eyes and this mouth all slightly wonky looking, as it's again navigated around the side of the body onto the top of the top of the fish that started off as the side of the fish when it was young, but is now the top of the fish that sticks out of the sand. So just trying to capture some of those wonderful shapes of those bulbous eyes and that strange jaw, and then those lovely little dapples of the scales, very small round scales on a plaice. I'm trying to capture some of that in brown pencils, little brown pencil sketch. Love working in brown pencil. It's a really sensitive medium. You get your soft lines down, and then you can put a bit of weight on the pencil and pull out some of those dark tones, which really helps give it shape. So there's the head study, and there's the final drawing, a kind of combination of all of those things, all of those different drawings and techniques, all coming together on the one sheet. So thank you very much. Hope you enjoyed that, and I'm sure that there are lots more fish, so I'm sure there'll be some more fish drawing to come. And if you're in my foundation student group for Monday, drawing fish, I hope this is helpful, and I look forward to seeing your fishes then, and anybody else who wants to share a fish drawing with me. Take care. Bye.